the hidden mystery of Merkabah mysticism.
In the deepest corners of mysticism, where the unseen realms intertwine with human consciousness, there exists a profound ancient tradition, Merkabah mysticism. This sacred and enigmatic path speaks to the very core of our spiritual nature, pulling us toward the divine and inviting us to explore the secrets of the cosmos. At its heart, Merkabah, or the chariot in Hebrew, represents a divine vehicle that transcends the earthly plane, carrying the soul into the celestial realms. The concept of Merkabah mysticism can be traced back to the early Jewish mystical traditions, where it was believed to be a way to ascend to the throne of God. Through the eyes of the mystic, the Merkabah was not simply a symbol, but a living, breathing presence that could transport one beyond the physical world. The mystics who sought to understand this mystical experience engaged in intense meditative practices, seeking the hidden truths of the universe, all while communicating directly with the divine. The teachings of Merkabah mysticism reach far beyond just the Jewish faith. They extend into the very fabric of spiritual knowledge, resonating deeply with the human soul's longing to understand the divine. But what exactly is the Merkabah? How does it function? And why is this ancient practice still relevant in today's world of materialism and distractions? These are the questions we'll dive into, peeling back the layers of this divine mystery, allowing its light to illuminate our path. So if you're ready to explore a world that bridges the earthly with the divine, a world where mysticism meets transcendence, keep listening as we uncover the profound wisdom of Merkabah mysticism. Merkabah mysticism, also known as chariot mysticism, holds within it one of the oldest spiritual practices known to humankind. It is a mystical tradition rooted in ancient Jewish texts, particularly the Book of Ezekiel and the Hekkalot literature. This path focuses on the soul's journey to encounter the divine and often involves esoteric and transformative practices designed to elevate the spirit. The central idea of Merkabah is that the soul can ascend and enter the divine chariot, a vehicle that serves as a bridge between this world and the heavenly realms. The Merkabah, in essence, represents the celestial chariot that carries the mystic beyond the confines of the material world and into a direct encounter with God. It is an intricate symbol of divine movement and spiritual elevation. Imagine a chariot surrounded by heavenly beings, powerful wheels and fiery elements. A vision that transcends the limits of ordinary understanding. This mystical vehicle, the Merkabah, is described in visions that echo through the ages, as seen in Ezekiel's vision of the throne of God. But how do we, as spiritual seekers, approach this otherworldly realm? The path toward experiencing the Merkabah requires a deep, profound inner work. It demands discipline, humility, and a willingness to engage with the divine mysteries that lie beyond the physical world. The practice itself is not easy. It is not simply a prayer or meditation, but a full immersion of the body, mind, and spirit into the celestial forces. The ancient mystics would often engage in intense practices of asceticism, fasting, and prolonged meditation, trying to elevate their consciousness to the point where they could transcend their earthly limitations. The ritualistic aspect of Merkabah mysticism often includes elaborate prayers and visualizations. The mystic would visualize a chariot, the angels, and the divine beings who surround it. These angels or seraphim are said to radiate divine light and power, and they serve as the protectors and guides for the one who ascends in the chariot. Each detail of the Merkabah vision carries symbolic meaning. The four wheels, the burning fire, the beings with multiple faces, all these elements are considered sacred symbols that reveal deeper truths about the nature of existence and our relationship with the divine. The Merkabah itself is also said to be interconnected with the concept of divine ascent. When a mystic engages in the process of Merkabah meditation, they are not only looking to transcend physical space, but also temporal boundaries. They are seeking union with the divine, standing before God's throne, or in some interpretations, becoming one with the eternal source of all creation. The beauty of this mysticism is that it does not only belong to the prophets or saints. It is available to anyone willing to seek it out with a pure heart. As we reflect on Merkabah, we must ask, what are we truly searching for in this life? Are we content with the mundane, with the distractions of daily life? Or do we long for something greater, something divine? This quest for divine wisdom, for divine union, is not limited to the pages of ancient texts or historical traditions. It is something that calls to us in the depths of our soul. The Merkabah invites us to take that leap into the unknown, to journey within and without into a realm of light and divine truth. The Hekkalot literature, a key text in understanding Merkabah mysticism, describes detailed accounts of how mystics would prepare for their encounters with the divine. The mystical rituals were often guided by strict rules and hierarchies. Only those who were prepared both spiritually and morally could enter into the sacred space of the chariot. They would engage in rituals that included purification, prayer, and invoking divine names to protect and guide them through the spiritual realms. The practice of Merkabah mysticism also intersects with Kabbalah, another spiritual tradition that explores the deeper mysteries of the divine. In Kabbalah, the Merkabah is often associated with the Sephirot, the 10 attributes through which God interacts with the world. These attributes or energies are said to form a blueprint for creation. The Merkabah represents the movement of the soul through these divine attributes, each step taking the mystic closer to the presence of the Creator. One of the most fascinating aspects of Merkabah mysticism is its emphasis on direct experience of the divine. This is not a theoretical study, but an actual journey that the mystic embarks upon. The physical body is transformed through spiritual practice, and the mystic gains the ability to see and interact with the divine beings that surround the throne of God. It is a profoundly transformative experience that challenges the boundaries of what we understand as reality. Let's take a moment to pause right here. If you find any of these truths interesting, take a second to subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos, so we can produce more content like this. For the modern spiritual seeker, Merkabah mysticism can still be a deeply relevant practice. While we may not engage in the same ancient rituals, the core of the mysticism remains the same. The call to ascend spiritually, to encounter the divine in a direct and intimate way. The practice reminds us that spiritual growth is not passive. It requires action, discipline, and a willingness to step into the unknown. Just as the ancient mystics sought to enter the chariot and travel through the heavens, we too are called to embark on our own spiritual journey, seeking the divine presence in our daily lives. This sacred practice is not just for the ancient mystics, it is an invitation to all of us to dive deeper into our spiritual nature and connect with the divine essence that dwells within us. Merkabah mysticism, with its intricate symbolism and profound teachings, reminds us of the vastness of the universe and our place within it. It calls us to open our hearts and minds to the boundless potential of the soul's journey. As we close, we find ourselves left with a lingering question. What would it take to step into the Merkabah, to ascend beyond the earthly realm and touch the divine? The journey is personal, and the answer is as unique as each soul that seeks it. Perhaps it begins with a single step, a step toward awakening, a step toward embracing the mystery, the awe, and the divine light that lies hidden within us all. So if you feel that pull, that divine calling, know that the path of Merkabah mysticism is not closed. It awaits, just as it always has, for those brave enough to seek the presence of the divine. Thank you for watching. Tell us in the comment section which type of videos you would want to learn about, and we will do that for you. See you again in the next video.